Hi everyone, welcome to Get Ready with me, Louise. So, we're trying something new. I kind of like the coloring. I think everything is looking really true to what I'm seeing, and I'm liking that, which will be a first. So, we're getting somewhere. Now, granted, not, I'm wearing a t-shirt and leggings today. No big deal. It's a week of relaxation. But I was doing the cheers and bottoms up collection, the drinking one since New Year's is right upon us with Glam Light. But I got in a collection today, the Natasha Denona Mini Dream Glow Blush and the Mini Dream Eyeshadow Palette. I have thoughts, and I don't understand it. I love Natasha Denona. I own almost every palette, with the exception of like maybe two. Like maybe because like in boxy charms and stuff, I don't get those. But everything else I own, okay? Even the bigger palettes. Love her. And I would understand coming out with something like this. Granted, let's first talk about it. It's adorable. Love the packaging. Cute. Color story. Again, cute. Makes sense. Perfect as far as all this goes. Now, if this came out before this one, I would understand it. Here's a little taste test, you know what I mean? But when you bring this out and then this, I don't get it. Unless, like, you were, unless you're looking at your audience that are, like, maybe there's certain members or her, I guess, that purchase her stuff. I don't know, members is the right word, but certain people that just purchase the minis, in which case this line's so good. If you had, like, the mini Glam and the mini Biba and the mini, what was the other one I pulled out? Because I own all the minis too. The mini Starlet. Oh, these are gorgeous with this, okay? But or if these were like missing colors from this palette, I could understand it. But I'm just not seeing it. You know what I mean? Like, some of the shades, well, one of them is a repeat, but, like, I don't know. Like, I think this is pretty perfect the way it is. It doesn't need anything in that sense. But now, if you're only the type of person that is buying the 25, the smaller ones, then I get it. Because this looks so pretty when you have them lined up, like I just said with those other minis. I'm like, wow, that's gorgeous. I wish I could pull these out. You know what I mean? And put them together with those in a palette. Like, it's perfection. It really is. But I don't think you need this with this. And I also think, like, it should be reversed. Like, come out with this first, like a little teaser, and then come out with the big one. It just, in my opinion. And maybe things didn't go as planned, and that's the way it is supposed to go. But I don't know. Now, the little, and by itself, it's good too. Let me say that. Like, if I own nothing and this was the first thing, it is good. However, I would still think the mini nude, like, personally, the My Dream palette is one of my favorites, other than the Star palette. Well, they're all my favorites, truly. But, like, purpose-wise, like, what I use the most, I love the Star palette. Like, it's just chef's kiss, in my opinion. But after that, when it came to My Dream, until the nude palette. Now, the only reason I say that is because the My Dream is a perfect all-in-one palette for me for all different looks. The I Need a Nude, though you can create looks by themselves with that palette, that is more like a companion palette for me for her other palettes because they all work so well together. Now, the Mini Glow, what's this called? My Mini Dream Glow Blush. I love it. I do. I think this is so cute. So, it's just perfect. I mean, okay, so here's the thing. Here's why I truly, like, really love it. Because if you were traveling, whoops, not that one, this one. Okay, if you were traveling, first off, these two do go well together. But say you were bringing in another palette, maybe you don't want this. You got the bigger one. You could take this, and look how little. Like, you've got your blush, your bronzer, your blush and highlighter all in this. Perfect. Like, I love it. I love the color. Now, what I did with mine was I took a refer. No, no, I didn't either. I took my wing gloss. This one here. What is this? 11. Okay. I took my wing gloss and I just picked it up like this, or even if it fits in like this, but it also fits in like this. Okay. But the refer 4 or 5, it's one of them, it would be the same almost. I mean, as far as like fitting in here. And then for the highlighter, y'all, I love this for a highlighter brush. This Real Technique, I think it's a setting brush. I just love this for highlighter. So anyway, it fits perfectly. Now you can mix them all together. I personally like a matte blush and then put a highlighter. I know some people like a glowy blush, and sometimes I do, but for the most, I do prefer a matte blush. So it works really well. So it's kind of like you get the best of all worlds. If you want it separate, separate. If you want it all together, all together. And yet, if you did combine it all together for a glow brush, you still have that for the highlighter by itself. So I do enjoy this particular thing. It's just big enough, each thing, to fit whatever brush. So I like that about it. This is cute. I like this a lot. And now if you were going for the single blush colors, that might be a little bit difficult to, figure. But if you look at it, like when it comes to blush, you're going to use more blush than highlighters. So I feel like if you were to keep it separate, they would run out about the same time too. Now, is this a limited edition? I don't know. Because I am thinking about, do I need a backup of this? Because it is so pretty. I really like this blush and highlighter. Is it my favorite though? Because to be fair, is it this one? No. I think it's the nude is the one no, rose. It was the rose one. Yeah, this one. This one was one of my really like favorites, other than the My Dream. My Dream is my favorite, the bigger one. But this one was like that before that, so I guess in a way, either or for me. Like, I like them both, so it doesn't matter. I like the highlighter in both. I like the blush in both. I like her formula, so I do really think that this is something new to the table. So I like that about it. But let's get started with the eyeshadow because it's interesting. I'll give it that. So the first shade we're going to dip into is this one right here. This one here is almost skin toned. I would say it's about the same color as like Painterly. There is a little bit of depth, not much, but a little bit with my skin tone. Like it would pretty much just like cover, which I did prime my eyes with Painterly and then just set it with the what did I use today? The Stay Matte, Rimmel Stay Matte. But let's get started with this. We're going to go into the shade here first. This is a really nice shade for myself and my skin tone as far as like contouring the eye, but yet having some depth to where if you did want like a 1 or 2 shadow look, this could do it for you. So I do like that about it. I wonder with the blush if I bet you could that might be pretty too. There, that went. So if I would have went with this shade and then this shade and then that in the lid, if you wanted to like combine everything and make it all look like one, that might be pretty cute. Just saying. I don't know. I haven't tried it, but it could work maybe. I might give that a whirl after I'm done the glam light looks I'm doing. And I thought about the green palette thing I had asked, and somebody had said the retro glam palette to me, and I didn't forget about it. It is a green palette, and kinda I like it, but I think that's just it. Like that palette would work. Now I do like the Sydney Grace one better, in the one that was done in memory of Mel Thompson. I like it better because it goes deeper and darker. Like there's more depth to it. But I do like the Natasha Denona, and there is greens in it. And I think that's just it. I'm not thinking of greens like green like that. You know what I mean? Like that is a pretty palette, and I do like it, and it does, and I'm fine wearing it. But it doesn't like scream green, and I think that's the way I have to wear green. To be fair, that would be a perfect palette for me because there is a tint of green. It's almost like a tint, not really like bam in your face you're seeing green. Because honestly, I just don't know another green palette I like that I can get on board with where you're looking at when I'm looking at my eye going, yep, that is green, all right, you know? It's not a tint, that's not a wash, that is a green eyeshadow look, you know? I just don't feel comfortable in the green, and it's so weird. I mean, I didn't with blue either until recently. Like, I'm all on board with that now. As long as I have like a contour shade to go, I feel like I can pull off a blue. But this palette is quite interesting because I do like it. There's no doubt. I love this palette. I think it created a really pretty look. I think you go from light to dark. You get 3 mattes, 2 metallics. Like, it has everything to check off every box. I just wonder why this wasn't launched first, number one. And number two, is it like really something you need? Is it different? And I guess in a way it is, but it's almost to me like the My Dream, the I Need a Nude, and the Glam palette, bam, had a baby. Like, because it's like a mix of all of them, because it is cool toned, but yet, which means it would go with the Glam palette more than the My Dream. I mean, because the My Dream is cool, but it's also got warmth to it. I don't know. I'm just like at a loss for this one. I'm like, I just don't understand it in the sense of that. Like, maybe these are the missing shades that she would have added to the palette, but whatever, didn't get to. But I just feel like this should have been the palette to come out first. I don't know why, but that's just the way I feel about it, you know? Okay, we're going to go into the darkest shade now. And I will say that these shades blend and build beautifully. As dark as this shade is, it really does. It blends beautiful. If you're one to only collect the minis, I would say that get it. You know what I mean? I would say get it. If you only collect the mini ones, I think that this would be a really good addition to your collection. If you have the Glam, if you have the My Dream, and if you have the I Need a Nude, I don't think you need this. I'm not saying it's not, you couldn't use it and or anything like that, but I feel like you could get a similar look using those 3 palettes for sure. And I'm more thinking that with, if you have the Glam and if you have the My Dream, if you have those 2, you don't even need the I Need a Nude. Now, if you have it, that's perfect. But if you shouldn't have it, those 2 there, I don't think, even then, I don't think you need this. Now, I am one to collect the minis, and I'm also one to collect the middies, and I'm also one to collect the big ones, and I'm also one to collect the big ones. So, there was no doubt in my mind I was getting it, even though in the back of my head I was like, why are we doing that? Like, as far as that goes. But, like, it's still beautiful. Like, I can't take away how easy the formula is to work with, how pretty the look looks at the end. the process of creating the look is fun. You know what I mean? So, like, I don't regret it at all, and I'm glad I got it for that alone. And I suppose if I was to travel, I could take this palette and the other two or three I was talking about, and they are less in price. So if something were to happen to them, I wouldn't feel so bad if I had to rebuy them. But by the time you add up, let's just say three of them, you kind of have a price of a midi. So if something was to happen, it's like, is it really worth it? I don't know. We're going to go into this shade here, and I'm going to place it all over the lid. I mean, like I said, I won't take away on how gorgeous this is and how the formulas just all blend into one another and how easy it is to use, and there is no fallout, and like on and on, you know what I mean? It lays on the lid beautifully. It's metallic. I don't even have to spray or use a finger or anything. And I know it sounds like I'm selling it to you, and in a way I am, because like it is what it is. You're seeing it firsthand. No lights, no special lighting, no editing. And it is beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. But I don't know if it's like a necessity. But then I guess if I look at it on the flip side of, she did the midi size of my dream. Now she was trying to do a 5-pan. Like, what is her dream 5-pan palette? I guess I could see it. I just think I could have seen this so much better and understood it and would have been like, yes, you need it, had this been released first and then the bigger one. You know what I mean? Alright, we're going to take that same dark shade right here, and I'm going to line the lower lash line and top lash line with it. I don't know, you tell me. Do you all purchase this? When you saw it, was it something you were excited for? I don't know if I was excited for it either. Like, it was a no-brainer almost. Like, duh, of course you're getting it. It's Natasha Denona. But again, her name is selling it. And that's just it. Like, her brand, which is kind of cool that, like, the brand itself, people purchase just because it's Natasha Denona. You know what I mean? No thinking it about, like, do I need it? No thinking of, is it repeat colors? No thinking. It's just her name sold the palette. End of story. And it did for me, for sure. Like, I didn't even know until it launched, till I got a Sephora thing, because I hadn't been keeping up and stuff, until I had first access being Rogue or Rouge at Sephora. I didn't even know about it. So I give it that, and then as soon as it said, you know, Natasha Denona, I was like, yep. Again, didn't even think twice about it. Didn't even look at it. Okay? I lost the light. I hope it still looks fine. Oh well. Anyway, like, I didn't even think. And I'm just being honest here, okay? That way you understand my thought process. Bam, it's back on. Check it out. Anyway, my thought process on it and why I did what I did, why I bought it, because I don't necessarily think that that should be the reason why you purchase it. You know what I mean? Like, the formula's good. It's her great formula. But is it a necessity? I don't think so. I think that if you got gift cards, it might be cute. To add to your collection as far as that goes. And it is fairly cheap. It's what, I think they're $29 now. So if you got like a $25 gift card, it might be worth it for you to do. I don't know. I am on the fence with this only because I just wish she would have released. Oh, here, let me show you. I'm gonna lay this shade right here now in the inner corner. I just think it should have been released before. I wish she would release these before than the midi or big palettes, however you want to do it. Now the trichrome I got because it was an actual, like an blah blah blah. I can't talk. Like an extension to the palette. You know what I mean? Like another whole row. I got that. Why that came out. I really don't look at this and go, "It's another whole row for the My Dream." Now I do look at it, like I said, if it was just if you're taking the name, this is her dream palette of 5, then I get it and it makes sense. And if it was supposed to be a reputation, like a, if it was released first, just to be like, hey, I'm thinking this, and then the big one came, I'd get it more personally, but I don't know. Sort of like when she released the retro palette, everybody's like, I want the big one, I want the big one. And then she released it and it was like, it's nothing like the midi. So then she released retro glam, which then kind of, you know, gave you what was in the midi. So I go back and forth with these. I think that they're cute for someone that does not want to spend that much money on makeup, and I don't blame you at all. I mean, don't be crazy like us, because Lord knows I'm crazy. I crazy. You know what I done? I did this eye, and I didn't even put on my mascara and stuff and started filming, and I did not put on the eyeliner, and I honestly do not know where my eyeliner is, and how is that possible? I mean, I know I got 2 still in a box of my Tarte Fake Awake, but I don't know where the Tarte Fake Awake eyeliner actually is. My lips, I'm wearing the My Dream collection from Natasha, and you know what? That's another thing. Look at this. Check this out. I am almost done with that lipstick. Like, this is the best lipstick ever. And then my poor little lip liner, look at it. It's getting so teeny tiny. Favorite lip liner. Like, I wore them, and the gloss. Where's it? Here it is. Like, it is like, these I have used so much. Maybe not the gloss. I like the gloss. But I feel like I like just the lipstick and lip liner. Although there are times where I do put the lip liner on and then put the gloss. So there are those times. But like, that is my favorite. Period. Now, as far as my eyeliner, it is missing. Like, I have looked. I cannot find it. So, for the waterline, I suppose we're going to do the Natasha Denona. Since I have seemed to, or not Natasha Denona, Charlotte Tilbury. Since I have lost my, Tarte. And then for mascara, you know what I'm wondering? First, I'm wondering, is she going to come out with a foundation this year? And I kind of like to see her come out with mascara. What do you all think about it? What would you all like to see from her brand? And then for Pat McGrath, I would love to see. Let's put this one. I would love to see her step out of the rose again. You know what I mean? Like, let's do something different for, you know, just like kind of like back to her 1, 2, and 3 palettes. Like something completely, I don't know. I mean, there's the blue, there's the green. Maybe like, I mean, orange really isn't my color, but even, oh, that. Like, just a pop of something. A bright color. Or a bold color. There goes that light again. I hope it's not messing up. what the video, because I'm on a new thing for the video even, and I'm hoping that it works. I probably should have tested it prior to filming, but you know, I will say it looks a lot truer to what I see than the other app I was using, because I'm trying to get as close as I can for you all. So you see color and performance. Like, I want you to see if I'm struggling or not. And I want it step by step so you can see that, is it my fault that I struggled, or is it the product's fault, you know? Because sometimes I do believe that it's my fault. Like, the palette itself could be very well the best palette in the world, and I've done something. And I don't feel like it's fair to say, oh no, it's the palette's fault, when it clearly was my fault. You know, I done something silly. And that's why I don't edit. And I know that then the videos are so long and rambly, but you don't know what people edit out, you know what I mean? And there's times where I'm trying to do a look or recreate something or understand what colors they use, but I don't know how they did it. And not that any look is going to be exact, it's more of an inspiration, but I'd like to see somebody get there, you know? How did you get to that look to inspire me to sort of create that look, you know? And they'll show bits and pieces, but it's like, that's when I start to question, is it me or is it the palette? Because like it doesn't work. I'm putting the Kelly Ray on the bottom lashes, and sometimes I do think it's my fault. Other times I think the palettes are horrible and people are just saying they're good. And maybe in their views it is, I don't know, but I sure don't think it's good. If I'm struggling, I don't think it's good. Like, if I'm doing nothing wrong and I'm having the issues that I have sometimes, like, that means that it's not good. In my opinion, for a beginner. Again, I understand makeup artists can make anything work. That's their job, you know, I get it. And they're phenomenal at it. But I am nowhere near that level. I will never be near that level. I'm well aware of it. I am not delusional with that. So, I need makeup that's going to work. Period. End of story. No question. You know. And I will say that Natasha Denona's formula is like that. And I do like Pat McGrath now that I know how to use the formula. Again, there's a learning curve with that. People didn't know that until other people told them. Like, use natural hair brushes for Pat McGrath formula, and you really won't have any issues. Now, do I think that you should have to do that? No. But I also don't think that that makes the formula bad either. It does make it more difficult, though. But, you know, I think that Pat McGrath is more towards people with the artistry of makeup than everyday. I do think lately she's been trying to hit the everyday audience, especially with these palettes that she's been launching. But like Natasha Denona, I do think that hers is for everyday, wanting to learn type of makeup, because the formulas are just that. They're so easy, you know? But that is all I have for you today. I'm sorry for rambling on and on. But for the rest of the face, my foundation is the It Cosmetics Your Skin But Better foundation, and the concealer is the Natasha Denona concealer. That is it. I will let you go. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, ring the bell, hit all that where you're notified when I upload. I upload every day but Sunday, and I will see you in the next one. Till then, take care. Bye.